Elon Musk joins the populists. He helps to lead a massive rebellion against liberal blue states as Democrats begin to completely and totally freak out. You're going to absolutely love this one. That's right. The populist revolt against left-wing rulers is growing by the day. And as of just hours ago, the populist revolt got perhaps its single most vocal and influential leader. So we're going to take a look at the stunning announcement coming from the billionaire Tesla CEO and how it reveals that the populist revolution against the draconian lockdown measures of left-wing tyrants is just beginning. You're going to love it. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Awesome to be with you as always. If this is your first time here at this channel, we post 2 videos a day analyzing current events, analyzing some super awesome conservative trends so you can live in the present in light of even better things to come. So you know what to do if you haven't already done so. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. It'd be an absolute privilege to have you as a regular part of this channel where we have this wonderful privilege every day to get together people all over the world celebrating inevitable collapse of left-wing globalism and the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age. Let's begin with our video chat question of the day. Do you believe Elon Musk's joining of the populist revolution is a game changer? Let us know in the comments section below. Do you believe Elon Musk's joining of this populist revolution is a game changer? In other words, are we going to see blue state tyrants begin to back down once and for all as a result of this? Because we're going to find that as blue states feel more and more pressure to open up, red states have begun flourishing all the more. But before we dive into this, let's give a huge shout out to the sponsor of our video, and that's the Backup Solar Bank. Now, in the midst of this whole emergency situation we find ourselves in, one of the things we can invest in for our protection when the lights go out is what's called a solar power bank. It's a backup power bank that's powered by the sun. It allows you to charge up to 2 devices at once, and you'll never have to waste money on batteries again. Now, supply is limited, and this is the very last chance to get yours at a discount before they sell out. So do not wait. Click on the link below right now and give you and your family the gift of power anywhere in the world. Click on the link below or visit backupsolarbank.com. You'll be glad that you did. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. Amazing stuff going on here. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has had enough of California's coronavirus restrictions. He has announced that he is not only suing Alameda County in California, where there's a major Tesla facility, but that he's indeed going to take Tesla out of California. He's had it with their draconian restrictions on his company and his employees. In a tweet, Musk wrote, "Frankly, this is the final straw. Tesla will now move its headquarters and future programs to Texas or Nevada immediately. If we even retain Fremont manufacturing activity at all, it will be dependent on how Tesla is treated in the future. Tesla is the last car maker left in California." Now, Musk's lawsuit is interesting because he's not so much concerned about the state's shutdown order as a whole, but rather specifically regarding Alameda County's draconian measures. Now, if you don't know, Alameda County is radically left-wing. Even when Ronald Reagan won the national popular vote by a nearly 20% margin back in 1984, Walter Mondale won Alameda County by a slightly larger margin. In 2004, voters in the county voted for John Kerry by a 75% margin. Every city and town in the county vote Democrat. It's a lunatic liberal county. And so what Musk is discovering here is that even though his other plant in another county is able to run, he has another facility in San Joaquin County, and they're allowed to operate, but Alameda County has refused to allow the main facility there to operate, crippling the employees. And so Musk said, you know, look, I'm suing the county, and I'm just making plans to move Tesla out of California altogether, either to Nevada or Texas. I've had it. But to the astonishment of so many, when Musk made his announcement, the California Assemblywoman, a Democrat, obviously, it goes without saying, this Democrat, Lorena Gonzalez, she actually tweeted out, F Elon Musk. F him. This seems to be so bizarre. A major car manufacturing business in your state, the last one, according to Musk, provides billions of dollars of revenue, tens of thousands of jobs. It's threatening to leave. But if you're a radical left-wing cultural Marxist like Gonzalez, all you can say is F you. Now, in a follow-up tweet, Gonzalez remained, well, unrepentant. She accused Tesla of being a highly subsidized company that has always disregarded worker safety and well-being and is engaged in union busting and bullies public servants like public servants. Now, this, of course, reminds me of the whole insane reaction of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York. If you recall, Amazon withdrew from their plans to open up a major campus in Queens, which would have given the city hundreds, if not thousands, of jobs. And they cited the highly inflammatory socialist rhetoric coming from the likes of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And so when they announced that they would not be opening up their facility in New York, where they're not welcome, Cortez celebrated it. Again, even left-wing liberals were like, what the heck are you doing? How do you celebrate the fact that New York just lost billions of dollars in revenue? But that's the la-la land that these left-wing radicals who've come into some power live in. And it's also the la-la land that an increasing number of moms and dads and business owners and students and citizens of all shapes and sizes and backgrounds are beginning to rebel against in numbers we never even dreamed of. In California alone, tens of thousands of protesters have come out demonstrating against what they consider to be overly draconian measures taken by their state, demanding that the government fully reopen California from coronavirus restrictions. Again, these are moms and dads and business owners who just want to go back to work. They were fine with a 2-week or maybe even a 4-week shutdown, but 3 freaking months, enough already. And of course, perhaps the most egregious example of draconian measures comes from the left-wing Democrat Governor Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan. She has not just imposed a quarantine measure on the state, but she's gone so far as to specify that there are to be no gatherings of any people who are not part of a single household, no travel to in-state vacations or second homes. Larger stores are only allowed 4 people per 1,000 square feet of customer floor space. They have to shut down any sections of the store that are dedicated to furniture, garden centers, and plant nurseries, carpeting, carpet flooring, paint, and whatever you make of this, I mean, that's pretty obnoxiously over the top, okay? And it has only served to provoke protests, which anyone with half a brain could have predicted. And so a number of residents in Michigan have filed a lawsuit against the governor, arguing that her executive order violated their First Amendment right to assemble. And they're not alone in their concerns, as you can see. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but anti-lockdown protests are actually erupting all over the world. You know, we've seen anti-lockdown protests in Brazil. In fact, in Brazil, their nationalist populist president, Jair Bolsonaro, who's a hero on this channel, he spoke at one of their rallies on behalf of the protesters, which is, of course, similar to President Trump, who's voiced his own sympathies with the protesters in over a dozen states where he believes that the Democratic governors, the far left-wing liberals there, have gone way too far in their lockdown measures. Bolsonaro recently fired his health minister because he was supporting the decision by many of the governors in Brazil to shut down their respective regions. Bolsonaro wants the nation to approach the virus more like Sweden and South Korea, which, according to the globalists, you're suddenly not allowed to do. That makes you an irresponsible monster trying to kill your grandmother. There have also been mass protests in Germany. In Berlin, we saw thousands of Israelis gathered together in Tel Aviv to protest what they consider to be overly extreme measures taken by their government there. But here in the United States, the protests have turned, in many respects, into new manifestations of our ongoing culture wars between conservative red states, which are all lifting their restrictions and opening their businesses back up on the one side, and left-wing liberal blue states like California, virtually all of whom are extending their draconian lockdowns for another several weeks. Now, it's interesting that the coronavirus has been seen as primarily a blue state left-wing problem, with the vast majority of cases manifesting themselves in blue states, particularly like New York, right, California, Connecticut, and the like. What's so interesting is that Ed Kilgore, writing for the New Yorker's Intelligencer, he sees the pandemic actually solidifying the hostility between rural red states and urban blue states. He cites some scholarship that argues that there's been a long tradition of rural hostility towards the big city folk aligned with foreigners, and often as a consequence of that, foreign diseases. So past flu pandemics have historically been blamed on the population-dense cosmopolitan areas by rural-urban populations, who are rural populations, I should say, who really they are offended, frankly, by the globalistic tendencies of risking not only their physical health but their spiritual health as well. He argues that we can expect to see red America, that's conservative America, increasingly blaming blue America, left-wing liberal America, for this pandemic. And it's so interesting because right after Elon Musk tweeted out that he was done with California and looking to relocate in either Nevada or Texas, Dan Crenshaw, the congressman from Texas, he commented on Musk's tweet with this: Texas gets better every day. Good conservative principles make good governance and attract the best and the brightest. The future is happening in Texas. What an astonishing contrast to that left-wing California lunatic Gonzalez telling Musk and Tesla to F off. What a ridiculously stark contrast. You see, that's the difference between a confident and optimistic conservatism, to which this channel is dedicated, and the morose and bitter and perpetually offended and hysterical antics of left-wing liberalism. And so it does appear that the worldwide rebellion against the draconian lockdown measures of left-wing government has just gotten a rather unlikely leader in terms of this public persona and bank account, at least, which means that the populist revolt against left-wing liberalism is not just getting bigger with every passing day, but in many respects, it has only just begun. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on the official revelation of Obamagate. It is now beyond a shadow of a doubt that former President Obama was part of the Russian collusion hoax, and it looks like he and his minions are indeed beginning to panic. You're going to absolutely love it. So make sure to click on the link, and I will see you over there. God bless.